In this video, I will go over some basic battle tips to help you win fights more often and more easily in Deep Rock Galactic. Tip number 1. Pick your battleground. There are two things that make for a good battleground: a high level of visibility and even terrain. This is an example of good battleground. This is an example of bad battleground. You might be able to handle one or two bugs, but you will have a lot of difficulty when dealing with a larger wave. If you manage to find yourself in bad battleground, try to move into ground that is better. Here is a good example. As you can see, this spot is better. This is primarily because I have improved visibility and it is easier to shoot bugs before they get to me. Tip number 2. If your battleground is something that you can't pick, then change your battleground until it suits your needs. Here is a good example. These are 2 points that I must defend. But the edge of a cliff is a poor spot to defend points at because of the poor visibility, and it's difficult to fight enemies on the edge of a cliff. So I am digging these down so they're not on the edge of a cliff and so they're at the bottom. Now the bugs have to walk down a large flat cliff face in order to get to us. Once I am at the bottom, I will even out the terrain to make it easier for me to move around in, and to improve my line of sight. This can also be done with a pickaxe, it just takes a couple minutes longer to do. Tip number 3. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't get so focused on the enemies from one direction that you forget to look around, because enemies can come from multiple directions. Tip number 4. Highlight Glyphid Menace when you see them, even if you are playing by yourself. This is because if they disappear and re-emerge, they will be highlighted. Tip number 5. You can shoot spitballer projectiles to save yourself some damage. It is worth mentioning that the driller's primary weapons and the microwave gun from the driller can't do this. Tip number 6. If you are being revived, the direction that you are looking in will be the direction that you are facing, so pay attention to the direction you are looking in when you are being revived. Tip number 7. Remember to top off your health with red sugar. Tip number 8. Remember to use environmental hazards to your advantage. In this example, you can see me using explodey plants to decimate a small group of enemies. In this example, you can see me using the goo from the dense biozone to act as a sort of crowd control against this horde of enemies. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more guides, please subscribe.